I find it fascinating how perception shapes everything that we experience. So right now, the world is changing. New phones, smarter gadgets, ascendancy, AI-powered tech. It's all screaming at us to keep up, to upgrade, to chase the next big thing. But what if the world we're building with every new device isn't the one that we truly want to live in? So for years, I thought that each unboxing, every sleek phone, every shiny camera was my ticket to a better life. It felt like progress, like I was a part of the future. But one day, staring at another screen, I felt empty, like I was running toward a world that didn't exist. Why do we keep chasing? Every new iPhone makes the last one obsolete. Like we know the cycle, yet we fall for it year after year. Every device comes with a hidden cost. More noise, less life. With the iPhone 17 Pro Max around the corner, I had to ask myself, will this next toy fill that quiet ache inside or just deepen it? I was exhausted chasing, producing, upgrading, so I've decided to stop. And what I found is pausing really changes everything. I started this channel in 2014, tinkering with GoPro Hero 3 tutorials, filming bike rides, ski trips, and experiments, and it was just pure joy, driven by curiosity and not clicks. I loved sharing what I learned, connecting with a community of fellow explorers. And then came tech reviews, phones, cameras, smartwatches. Each launch was an event. I'd edit late into the night, chasing the high of upload day, the buzz of comments. And at first, it felt like purpose. The channel grew and I felt part of something bigger. But that joy sort of faded over the years. Curiosity turned into obligation, and the numbers, views, clicks, affiliate sales became the goal and not the craft. And the last 2 years, I'd sit to edit a video about a new phone and I would feel nothing, just a hollow routine. It's like a passion turning into a treadmill. You start with something you love, but it becomes a task. The spark fades, yet you keep running, hoping that the next milestone brings some kind of meaning. And I kept thinking about something that Aristotle said about deep happiness, living in alignment with your true self. I just wasn't there. I was creating because it worked, not because it mattered. Each launch felt like a distraction, another reason to stare at a screen instead of living. A phone is just a tool, right? Until it becomes your life. But was tech just a tool or something more insidious? On my other channel, Tom Scrilius, I explore wage slavery, giving our lives to systems that demand time and energy but offer little meaning. I started seeing tech as its own kind of trap, a treadmill of consumption. Every new device promised excitement, but most didn't deliver. So for example, I'm using the Mac Studio M1 Max, and it works just fine. Editing, streaming, everything I do runs smoothly. Yet when M4 Max rumors hit, I felt this itch to upgrade. Not from need, but from habit, like my world wasn't enough without it. A marketing professor once told us that companies don't create real needs, they create the perception of need. That hit me hard. The craving wasn't for the Mac Studio's extra power, it was for the feeling it promised. Excitement, status, being ahead of the curve. I'd been chasing that feeling, not the tech itself. Tech addiction, it isn't about devices. It's about filling our lives with noise to avoid emptiness, boredom, and uncertainty. So I made a little bit of a promise to myself. I wasn't going to do any more tech videos until I felt a true, genuine spark again. And 4 months have passed since my last video on this channel, and silence. There is nothing but silence. But in that silence, I found something I wasn't expecting. So I've renamed this channel into Simple Tom. Not just a rebrand, but an experiment in living with less noise, fewer distractions. And it started small one morning when I was making breakfast, actually. Nothing out of the ordinary, just eggs, sausage, bread, and normally I would just eat while scrolling. My mind would be somewhere else. And this time I took my plate outside to sit in our garden, and the air was sharp. I heard some birds singing faintly. The bread felt rough in my hands, and I ate slowly, tasting the warmth of the eggs. But for the first time in years, I felt this calmness, right? It was so small, right? Like just breakfast. But how many moments like that do we run past, lost in screens? Tech promises simplicity, apps, gadgets, better lives. But peace comes from slowing down, noticing the world beyond the screen. Even showers have started to feel a bit different. I'd rush through them, task-oriented, and now I just let the water run. Probably bad for the environment, but I just enjoy the experience. I feel the rhythm of, the water splashing against the tiles. It's a moment. It's an experience. It's not a chore. Blaise Pascal once said, all of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. And this really resonates with me. We fill silence with phones and upgrades. It's just noise because quiet feels scary sometimes. But in that quiet, we find ourselves. In breakfast, in showers, walks without headphones, we discover what truly matters. Now, this might surprise you, but the answer that I'm suggesting here, it isn't about ditching tech. It's actually something more powerful. The answer isn't tech. It's using it with purpose. You see, for years, I used tech on autopilot, scrolling, upgrading, consuming without thought. And now I ask, why am I picking this phone up? Is this choice supporting the life I want? And I still love gadgets. I really do. The creative potential, but I don't chase every release. Instead, I focus on moments, eating breakfast outside, feeling the sun, listening to water in the shower, clearing my head, walking my dog Loki in the forest, and just sitting quietly with my wife, fully present. These moments, they ground me. Now, Naval Ravikant once said, the ability to sit alone and enjoy it is a superpower. And I'm really starting to believe that. Intentional tech use takes effort, pausing, reflecting, setting boundaries. But it keeps me from falling for the next ad promising I need the latest device. My old videos, the GoPro tutorials, the tech reviews, they were fun to make, but they were about chasing. And now I want to share experiments in presence, choice, and balance. How do we make tech work for us, not against us? How do we find stillness in a world pushing us to consume? But what if real cost of chasing tech is something we can't get back? What if everything we've been chasing, the next iPhone, the smarter gadget, the shinier life, is all a lie? Not a distraction, but a trap that steals what tech can never give us. Time, presence, meaning. You see, I used to think that freedom was about keeping up. New devices, new trends, new worlds. But stepping off that treadmill, I'm starting to see the truth. Freedom is choosing what matters, not what shines. It's the taste of eggs in the morning sun. It's the sound of water on tiles. The quiet of just being here, now. So, Simple Tom is my experiment to live that truth, to find a world where tech serves life, not the other way around. So I'm asking you, what are you chasing? And what is it costing you? Thanks for listening. Hit that like button to show your support, subscribe for more, and until next time, stay curious, intentional, and true to your journey. Bye.